The Joe Rogan Experience.
Was Michael Landon Aquaman?
Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy was Aquaman.
Man from Atlantis.
Man from Atlantis.
I
That's
saw
right.
the first thing, dude, the first time I ever saw something being filmed in California. I had just come out from Ohio. It was 1976.
Whoa.
And traffic was all blocked off at the Malibu Pier. And I got out of and I saw the lights. It was in the daytime. It was so long ago they still had lights for daytime shooting. And they were about to do a stunt where Patrick Duffy, as the man from Atlantis, was going to jump off the Malibu Pier. And I was so fucking excited.
I used to try to swim like him. Because remember the man from Atlantis? He would swim like a porpoise.
He swam like a porpoise. And my favorite thing was what made him from Atlantis was this part of his body had a web.
Yes.
That's it. This was it. Right here. That was all I had.
And couldn't he breathe underwater?
He could breathe underwater, but this made... That was all they could afford with the special effects.
It's a webbing between his thumb and forefinger.
I'm so into Atlantis. I'm a big Atlantis guy anyway.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I love it. I'm trying to figure out where it was.
What do you think? They found it. They think they found something that represents exactly what the depictions of Atlantis were, like these rings, concentric rings. They think that there's some place, oh, God, I want to say off Spain, off the coast of Spain.
But isn't our guy Graham saying that basically Atlantis was the pre-existing civilization, and it was not an island or one place; it was all of it.
Yeah, that's what they think. But it's all speculation. But whatever it was, there's so many different versions of that. So many different versions of this like spectacular seaport civilization that was destroyed in the flood. Like the flood of the Bible, like Noah's Ark, there's an ancient story called the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and in that story is a very similar story about a flood. And this is one of the things that Graham Hancock points to, that there's all these civilizations that talk about
that had no interaction with each other in theory, and yet they all have the same oral histories. I did a show with my boys called the Lowe Files, and it was basically it was an excuse for my boys and I to run around in a souped-up Raptor around the country and explore urban legends.
Oh wow!
And it was Anthony Bourdain meets Scooby-Doo. That's what it was. It was a fucking dream come true.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was a dream come true.
What network was this for?
A&E. They were great that they let us do it, but it couldn't have been a worse fit. When they put us with ancient aliens for one night, we blew the roof off the place.
Really?
And we got to look for the wood ape. We got to look for Bigfoot. We did poltergeists.
The Lowe Files.
See if you can find the opening credits for the Lowe Files. It's one of my proudest moments.
What year is this?
Like 4 years ago. Let's see if they have it.
Give me some volume on this.
Spooky legends and scary mysteries.
Are we going to get in trouble for using Blue Oyster Cult?
Wait, Joe didn't see my homage, the very, very end, my homage to Hawaii Five-0. It's the very last 30 seconds of the clip. You have to see it because I'm sure you remember this great shot from Jack Lord's credits in the end of Hawaii Five-0. Where would it be? It's right at the end. Go over from here, right here. Watch, here it comes. Do you remember that shot in the balcony?
I do. That's why you did it.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I know. I designed that whole credit sequence. I got the song. I did the whole. It's one of my favorite things I've done.
Blue Oyster Cult. Don't Fear the Reaper.
It's best.
It's a great fucking song. So, what are the subjects? You went for Bigfoot?
We did Bigfoot twice. We did Bigfoot up in Northern California in Walnut Creek, the famous the Patterson-Gimlin film was shot. We did turns out the wood ape of Arkansas, Oklahoma is the most active place. And that was where we had some really radical experiences where I heard stuff. And
you heard
Matthew,
stuff?
Oh yeah. I heard like lip popping, chest beating.
Really? Like you really think it was real?
I heard chest beating. I don't know.
You know who made a great fucking Bigfoot movie? Bobcat Goldthwait.
What?
Yup. He made a great Bigfoot movie.
Come on.
Scary Bigfoot movie. What is it called again? Do you remember? Willow Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you remember, you ever seen, okay, what is this?
He did it like Blair Witch style.
I'm writing that down. I love that.
It's fucking good, man.
We had a great time, and we went with all these guys who are like real legit people. They're like regular people, and they spend their time out in the woods, and they know how many are out there, and it was crazy. Matthew, my youngest son, through the thermal imaging, saw him hiding, like doing the thing where they hide behind the tree.
So you really think that Bigfoot's real?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Like the slogan for the Lowe files was, "It's more fun to believe."
It definitely is more fun to believe.
And that's really where I come down on it. It's like, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it's way more fucking fun.
For sure. Way more fun. I want Bigfoot to be real. I've always wanted it to be real. The problem is the people looking at it also want it to be real.
Yes.
They're trying so hard. They see shadows. They think that are Bigfoot. There's some interesting things. There's some interesting things in terms of like dermal ridges they found on footprints. And there's
and there's a lot of hair samples and shit that come back and they don't know what they got them from.
Not really.
Really?
See, yeah, I looked into that.
Oh, tell me everything.
I did a show called Joe Rogan Questions Everything for Sci-Fi. And me and my buddy Duncan went up to the Pacific Northwest. And we brought stuff to real biologists, and we actually had samples analyzed. They're all bare, and then when they say that there's some human or primate DNA, it's always contaminated. It's like the chain of custody between the actual piece of hair and getting into the lab is always contaminated.
Right, yeah.
There's no one just stops.
No, it's next to their granola bars and their backpacks that they're hiking out. Yeah.
If you touch something, you get your sweat on it, and it could show up as human DNA or animal DNA mixed with human DNA. It's the problem is the people that are into it. The real problem is they want to believe so fucking bad that they just have this crazy confirmation bias, and they only look at the good things.
Well, my favorite episodes of the Lowe Files were the ones where we didn't find shit. They were my favorite
because having fun.
Because it's just a dad and two idiot kids, having a blast.
The thing about Bigfoot that's interesting is Native Americans had more than 100 different names for that animal.
Yes,
and they don't have names for other mythical creatures. And then on top of that, there was an actual animal called a Gigantopithecus, and it was a huge ape-like creature that stood on two legs and walked upright, and was probably some sort of, looked like orangutan-like. It probably looked exactly like what we think of as Bigfoot. It was an actual real animal. Have you ever seen the images of that?
I have, and it's funny. There's the deep connection between Native Americans and that legend is really, really profound. Like I've had. In one of the episodes that we did, we talk with some of the elders, and they would say, "No, one reached through the window and touched my chest," and like it's like you're like, this guy's not crazy. I'm not talking to a crazy person,
right? But they also have peyote.
Well, that's
Native
true.
Americans have other shit.
That's true.
Would let you see Bigfoot. Maybe that's the thing. Like you only see Bigfoot. Bigfoot's real, but he's interdimensional. You only see him when you're on drugs. That could happen. That absolutely could be real. Like if you get on the right psychedelics, you'll meet aliens.
Well, it's funny.